The thunder crashed outside my window like a warning from the gods. But it was nothing compared to the storm raging inside me when Jordan slipped under my covers that fateful night in our cramped Boston dorm. I froze, my heart pounding as his warm body pressed against mine, his breath hot on my neck, whispering, "Alex, I can't hide this anymore." In that split second, everything I thought I knew about myself shattered. The all-American straight guy from the suburbs, suddenly questioning every glance, every laugh we'd shared since freshman year. I'd always been the picture of certainty. Growing up in a quiet Massachusetts town, I played football in high school, dated cheerleaders, and dreamed of a future with a picket fence, a wife, and kids. College at Boston University was supposed to be my launch pad into that life: parties, classes, maybe a steady girlfriend. But then came Jordan, my randomly assigned roommate, with his easy smile, messy blonde hair, and that infectious laugh that could light up the darkest room. From day one, he was different, openly gay, unapologetic, marching in pride parades while I hung back, pretending it didn't faze me. Live and let live, I'd say. But deep down, his confidence unnerved me, like he saw through my facade before I even knew it existed. Our first weeks were awkward but fun. We'd stay up late binge-watching shows, debating everything from politics to pizza toppings. Jordan was from California, all sunshine and stories about surfing and coming out to his supportive family. Me, my folks were the type who whispered about those people at family barbecues. Never outright hateful, but steeped in that old-school discomfort. I pushed it aside, focusing on building our friendship. We'd hit the gym together, his lean runners build contrasting my bulkier frame from years of tackling dummies. Sometimes, I'd catch myself staring a second too long at the way sweat glistened on his skin. But I'd shake it off as nothing guys compare. Right. As fall turned to winter, the dorm grew colder. And so did the world outside. Protests erupted on campus over LGBTQ rights, with Jordan right in the thick of it, organizing rallies and handing out flyers. I'd tag along sometimes, more for him than the cause, feeling a strange pull in my chest when he'd speak passionately about equality and love without boundaries. Everyone deserves to be who they are. Alex, he'd say, his blue eyes locking onto mine with an intensity that made my stomach flip. I'd nod. But inside, doubts crept in. Was I just being a good friend? Or was there something more? Nights alone in my bed, I'd replay our conversations. His casual to chase a hand on my shoulder. A playful shove igniting sparks I didn't understand. One evening, after a brutal exam week, we cracked open some beers in the room, the snow blanketing the city outside. Jordan opened up about his ex, a guy who'd broken his heart back home. "It hurts, man, but you move on," he said, his voice cracking just a bit. I listened, offering clumsy advice, feeling an unfamiliar ache seeing him vulnerable. As the night wore on, we laughed off the tension, but when I climbed into bed, sleep evaded me. That's when the thunder started, shaking the old building. Jordan tossed in his bed across the room, muttering about hating storms, a childhood fear he'd confessed once. I didn't think much of it until I felt the mattress dip. "Alex." His whisper was barely audible over the rain. I turned, and there he was, sliding in beside me, his body trembling not just from the cold. "Sorry. I need this tonight." My mind raced protest. Push him away. Anything to cling to my straight identity. But instead, I let him stay, our legs brushing, his head resting on my pillow. The air thickened with unspoken words, and as lightning flashed, illuminating his face inches from mine, I felt a rush I'd never known with any girl. Panic surged, but so did curiosity. What if this was real? The next morning, sunlight streamed in, and Jordan bolted up, apologizing profusely. Dude, that was weird. Forget it happened. But I couldn't. Breakfast was silent. The cafeteria buzz of students a distant hum as I stole glances at him. Classes dragged. My notes a blur of doodles instead of lectures. By evening, back in the room, the tension was palpable. We need to talk, I said, my voice steadier than I felt. Jordan sat on his bed, knees drawn up, looking like a cornered animal. About last night. It wasn't just the storm, was it? He shook his head, tears welling. I've liked you since we met, Alex. More than friends. I know you're straight, but I couldn't hold it in anymore. His confession hit like a freight train, derailing every assumption I'd built my life on. Anger flared first. How dare he complicate things? But beneath it, relief washed over me, like a dam breaking. I paced the room, heart hammering, memories flooding. The way his laugh made my days better. How his presence felt like home. I'm scared, I admitted, stopping in front of him. This changes everything. That night, we talked until dawn, peeling back layers. Jordan shared his struggles bullying in middle school, the joy of acceptance. I confessed my fears, disappointing my family, losing friends, rewriting my story. But as words flowed, so did touches, hesitant at first, then bolder. His hand in mine sent electricity through me, and when our lips met, it was fireworks, a kiss that tasted like freedom. We fell asleep entwined, the world outside forgotten. But secrets like ours don't stay hidden in a bustling campus. Whispers started when we grew closer, holding hands in quiet corners, stealing kisses behind the library. My old football buddies noticed, their jokes turning pointed, going soft on us. Alex. One sneered during practice. I brushed it off, but doubt gnawed. Jordan faced it, two jealous exes from the LGBTQ club questioning if I was just experimenting. Are you sure about this? He'd ask, vulnerability in his eyes. I'd pull him close, assuring him. But inside, storms brewed. Thanksgiving break loomed, and I dreaded going home. Jordan invited me to California, but I chickened out, opting for the familiar discomfort of Massachusetts. At the airport, our goodbye was charged, a lingering hug that said more than words. Call me, he murmured, and I nodded, boarding the plane with a heavy heart. Home was a minefield. My parents grilled me about college life, probing for girlfriend stories. I dodged, but tension built. One night, over turkey leftovers, my dad casually mentioned a neighbor's son turning gay, his tone dripping disapproval. Sad. Really. Ruins families. My fork clattered, anger rising. What if it was me? Dad. The words escaped before I could stop them. Silence fell, thick and accusing. Mom's eyes widened. Dad's face reddened. Don't joke about that, son. The argument exploded. I poured out everything, Jordan. The feelings. The truth I denied. Dad stormed out. Mom cried. begging me to think straight. I felt like a traitor, but also liberated. Packing early, I flew back to Boston, calling Jordan from the tarmac. I told them, "It's bad." His voice soothed. "Come to me." He picked me up, driving to our dorm in silence, his hand on my thigh a lifeline. Back together, passion ignited. Nights blurred into explorations, bodies discovering what hearts already knew. But reality intruded. A campus party turned ugly when a drunk frat guy cornered us, slurring homophobic slurs. Jordan stood firm, but I froze, shame flooding me. Later, alone, he confronted me. "If you're not all in, Alex, this hurts too much." Tears streamed as I realized my hesitation stemmed from fear, not doubt. "I love you," I said, the words bursting free. We made love that night, raw and real, sealing our bond. Winter deepened, bringing challenges. Jordan's activism clashed with my caution. Arguments flared over visibility. "Hiding isn't living," he'd say. I countered with family wounds still fresh. But growth came in small steps, joining a pride event hand in hand, facing stares with defiance. Friends divided, some distanced. Others embraced us. My roommate became my anchor, teaching me self-acceptance. Spring brought renewal. We road tripped to New York, the city lights mirroring our spark. In Central Park, under blooming trees, Jordan proposed a future, whatever comes. We'll face it together. I agreed, envisioning a life unbound by labels. Yet, drama peaked when my parents visited unannounced, spotting us kissing in the quad. Shock turned to confrontation in our room. "This isn't you," Dad bellowed. Jordan held my hand as I stood tall. "It is me. And I love him." Mom softened first, hugging me tearfully. Dad grumbled, but stayed, listening as we shared our story. By dinner, walls cracked awkward questions, tentative acceptance. "We love you, son," Dad admitted gruffly. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. As summer approached, our love deepened, but fate tested us. Jordan got an internship in San Francisco. I stayed in Boston for a job. Distance loomed, stirring insecurities. What if you meet someone else? I fretted during our last night. He laughed, pulling me close. "You're it for me, Alex." We promised daily calls, visits, but the ache of separation hit hard. Weeks apart amplified emotions. Late-night talks revealed vulnerabilities, me lingering internalized shame, his fear of abandonment. One call escalated into a fight. "You're pulling away," he accused. Hurt, I hung up, spiraling into doubt. Was this worth the pain? Friends urged reconciliation, but pride held me back. Then, tragedy struck. A call from Jordan's mom. He'd been in a minor car accident. Nothing serious, but it shook me. Flying out immediately, I rushed to his hospital bed. Seeing him bandaged, eyes lighting up at my arrival, dissolved barriers. "I was scared I'd lost you," I whispered, kissing his forehead. He smiled weakly. "You never will." Recovery brought clarity. We discussed futures, graduation, jobs, maybe marriage in a state that allowed it. Back in Boston, we cohabited off campus, building a home filled with laughter and love. Challenges persisted, societal stares, family mending slowly. But each hurdle strengthened us, proving love's resilience. Years blurred. We graduated. Moved to New York together. I pursued marketing. Jordan advocacy work. Coming out fully. I lost some connections, but gained authenticity. Our wedding was intimate friends. Reconciled families toasting to love's transformative power. Looking back, that stormy night changed everything. From denial to devotion. Jordan taught me that true love defies labels. Embracing our fullest selves. In a world quick to judge, we found solace in each other. A testament to humanity's capacity for growth and grace. Our story isn't just gay, it's profoundly human, reminding us that vulnerability breeds the deepest connections. And acceptance starts within.